So today I have 15 advanced Arc Raiders tips that should help you out when you are playing topside. Now I'm going to try cover some tips that you might not know. So I'm going to try stay away from the ones that a lot of people have already been sharing in these tips videos. Hopefully you learned something new today in this video. Let's hop right into it. So we're going to start this video off with some deadline tips that you guys should definitely know about in Arc Raiders. So what you want to be doing for this one is you want to have one deadline, okay, and a noisemaker, and you can actually cancel out all damage. So as you know, this deadline is a mini nuke. Now you want to place that right there in the center like so. Watch the magic happen. No damage taken. As you know, them deadlines are literally mini nukes. But let me show you here without the noisemaker on top of it, just in case anyone thinks that the firing range cancels out damage. So this is without the noisemaker. Obliterated. Absolutely obliterated. So if you can activate your inner John Raider when fighting the matriarch or the queen, and when you're up on top of them, if you can get the placement right, you actually don't have to drop off after placing the deadline. You can stay on top while using this little technique. So for tip number 2, I'm going to show you a really good healing tip here that you guys definitely should know about in Arc Raiders. So for anybody who likes using the heavy shields, there actually is a proper way that you should be healing them. So as you notice, one blue surge shield recharger only heals 5 of the bars, okay? And the green one only does 4. But if you actually use the green one first, okay? Green one first. And then you pop a blue one. While that one is charging over time, you will become fully charged, healing you that little bit quicker than what it usually would. So for tip number 3, when you are healing, you actually don't have to pull up the wheel every time you want to heal. You can just quickly cycle through all consumables by tapping Q. I'm on keyboard and mouse, so it's Q for me. But if you're playing on an Xbox, I'm pretty sure it's going to be LB. Super handy little tip for you. So for tip number 4, so if you've ever completely ran out of stamina and you have no stims, you actually can come here to crafting. Once you have an empty wine bottle and some A-give, you can actually create little stamina boosters. Let me show you how quick this boosts my stamina back up. So we can take a little drink here of this A-give wine. There we go, our stamina starts going up super quick. So for tip number 5, as you all know, it actually is a pain grabbing these batteries when you're doing any sort of security room unlock. But if you have a trusty old snap hook with you, you can actually grab the snap hooks like this. This is how I like to do it. I like to bring them out into this room here. Drop them down there like so. Get all 3 of them. Set them up here in a nice little spot for us. Drop that one there as well. Get our snap hook. Now with this, you can actually pull them over like so. Very handy. Now you're super close to it. Makes it a little bit quicker putting the batteries in, especially if you're doing this with a friend. You can get it done twice as quick. So for tip number 6, you can actually kill bastions with only a Raider tool. All you need here is a couple of stims and a Raider tool. Let's make our way down here. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Again, underneath it here like so. And we're just going to start swinging. I like to place myself on the circle. And then we can just keep swinging. See the way he's aiming at me there? Like he's flaming up already. I have another player here helping us, but this is the way to do it. On a budget. All you need is a Raider tool. There he goes. And it's as easy as that. So for tip number 7, you can actually deflect the Rocketeer's rockets by using a heavy weapon. I can actually deflect his shots. See that? Sent his shot up into the air. If you're quick enough doing that, you can actually avoid almost all of his shots. Now you just got to be careful because sometimes these guys can be a little bit unpredictable and they can do like a triple shot and they can fly right at you. Once again, we can wait for him to shoot. And there goes your shot. Completely miles away from me. Now you can keep doing that. That point where he won't hit you if you time it perfectly. So for tip number 8, you can actually drop off any of the roofs on Buried City. And once there's a vehicle underneath you, you can indeed mount onto it like that. And then you're absolutely safe. No damage taken. You can do this on 99% of the vehicles on Buried City once they're located underneath the building that you're jumping off. So for tip number 9, we have another healing tip here that you guys definitely should know about. But you can actually heal yourself when going up zip lines. Super handy for when you're getting away from players and you need to get them heals off. And for tip number 10, we have another healing tip. So as the majority of the heals in this game do heal over time, but you can actually use mushrooms for 15 healing, which is going to be instant. And for tip number 11, if 2 raiders use the computer at the same time when extracting, the door will indeed close quicker. So for tip number 12, we have these raider currencies up here, and these are used to claim either deck rewards, or you can actually come to the trader over here, Shani, and she actually does allow you to buy some items off her.
What's up?
But I would definitely recommend coming in every day and buying the legendary guitar, as it's only 70 credits and it sells for 7k loot. That is pretty decent. She also sells multiple other items that you definitely should be coming in and using up those raider currencies, because it is super easy to earn them back. But definitely make sure you're coming in and buying the guitar for that extra 7k worth of loot. So for tip number 13, did you know you can actually shoot out the Queen or the Matriarch's rockets mid-air without taking any damage to them? See how handy that is? Makes it so much easier. You can do this on the Matriarch, the Queen, and also the Bombardiers. Let me see if I can show you again here how easy it is. See? Very handy. So for tip number 14, this is a really handy one for if you are thinking about doing the expedition. So if you're going to do the expedition and you're going to wipe your character, I have a really good tip here that will get you ahead of a lot of people. So for those of you who don't know, when you get killed by a cheater in Ark Raiders, the devs actually do indeed send you a message up here and they will return the gear that you got killed in that round by the cheater. But what you can do just before the expedition is about to go, make sure you don't claim any of your free loot back from being killed by the cheaters, and then wait until you do the expedition, you wipe your character, and then you have all that loot to get you ahead on day 1 of the wipe. So for tip number 15, if we come into our skill tree here, I just want to give you a little tip on Security Breach, because I know a lot of people have gone off this perk since it got nerfed. But I will say one thing, the devs have secretly made this perk better again. It is really good. I've been pulling out some fantastic loot out of this perk. Now, if you don't have it selected, don't forget you can reset your skill tree for a certain amount of currency. But Security Breach has been really good the last few days for me. I've been pulling out some really good weapons out of it. That's just a little tip that they have secretly nerfed. Secretly changed Security Breach and how good it is. So for tip number 15, did you know that you actually can put your ammo in your safe pocket and you can reload your ammo from your safe pocket like so. So just before we finish up on this video, I want to show you guys my crosshair settings, because I know a lot of you have been asking me in the comments, how do you get your crosshair to look like my one? So all you gotta do is come into your settings, come to accessibility, and then here you can mess about with all the settings that you want for your crosshair. As you can see, these are all the ones that I have. So here's my crosshair settings. The crosshair override shape is turned on. That's why I have that little circle. Now you can turn that off and then you will just get the red dot. That's how you get the red dot. You turn that off and you use all of these exact same settings that I have now. Now you can pause the video here and copy all of these settings that I have, make it a little bit easier for you. So this is all the crosshair settings that I have been using. I said I'd share this with you because so many of you have been asking me about them in the comments, but here you go. This is my crosshair settings and this is exactly how to get them like this. So hopefully these advanced tips help you out when you're topside. That's all for now. Stay safe out there, people, and I shall talk to you in the next one.